So Sven, can you elaborate a little bit on the specific challenges and opportunities that organizations face in managing operations and how a training management system can help?
Yeah, I mean, it's the day-to-day, like it's like the payroll part, right? It has to work, it has to be the engine room that has to run smoothly and all of that. So it's around efficiencies. And I guess if we took a look at it from a Germany perspective again, Jen, then certainly there's a lot of companies in the manufacturing world. So the ISO certification that they need is critical for their business success. So they have a lot of compliance training, a lot of certifications that they need to do. So the famous German word Unterweisung is one that is almost always done in person. And companies often even use specialized solutions here to track this, to ensure that all the relevant staff are properly trained so that they get their ISO certification back. And I guess that is really important. The other thing, because they're manufacturing companies, they're also often looking after the distribution of their products. There's a lot of knowledge involved that they need to upskill their distributors, their partners, that maybe some dealerships or whatever. Think about whatever cars, think about heat pumps, think about, I don't know, garage doors. All these kind of products need specially trained people to install them, to maintain them, to service them. And this is really something where you need a professional solution to help you do this kind of stuff. And that is more closely linked to business operations, to the sales teams in the organizations. It's maybe not as much linked to HR. So I think that is why many German organizations are also maybe taking a bit of a different organizational approach, is how to organize these kind of things, and why they maybe also have different kind of systems.
And Stefan, so Training Orchestra has been a part of the training operation, or in the business of training operations for many, many years, and is a specialist in this area. So how does the TMS, the training management system, cater to these needs?
Yeah, that's a great question, more than ever there is a need to rationalize the training investment as of today, and instructor-led training in presence or virtual instructor-led training is represent a very big a portion of the training investment, 70 to 80%. So obviously what is really important is all about optimizing the scheduling of the session and making the most of the strategic resources. We have rare resources like trainers with unique capabilities, and that's making the most of those strategic resources. Also being able to detect and engage the best available instructors and experts. Managing a pool of full-time dedicated instructors is different than managing a pool of subject matter experts that you will use from time to time. But detecting, engaging, collaborating with these instructors is absolutely key. And reducing the complexity of the training operation, a lot of manual tasks that could be industrialized, that could be automated. We can absolutely increase the productivity and rationalize the training investment, because it's a big, large investment. So we have, instead of managing that in Excel spreadsheet and Outlook, we need to forecast, track, follow where we are exactly, and make a better business decision based on more accurate data. Also optimizing the financial performance. We're talking about the extended enterprise, client education, partner education. So it could be for profit, so it's part of the financial and performance, and also better collaborate with your trainer and subject matter experts. Phone call is great, obviously. Phone has been invented some years ago, but there are also better ways to collaborate and communicate with them, better than the email, better than the phone, and that's absolutely something that Training Orchestra can serve.
Great, thank you. And Sven, we'd love to hear from you. We're about to wrap this up, and just to finish with your final thoughts on the future of training operations and how organizations can stay ahead.
Yeah, I guess so. At the moment, there's a lot of talk about artificial intelligence. Whenever I turn on the news program in the evening, there's some report about AI. And I guess that is certainly something that training operations teams should be looking at as well. Stefan mentioned already the potential to automate, to simplify, to gain efficiencies. I think that is a big part where AI can be infused, and it is currently infused in vendor solutions for sure. I guess in the learning world, I mean, having been at LearnTech and Learning Technologies, so both the German and the UK kind of events, there was a lot of talk about AI and how it would influence digital learning content creation, you know, how that would all get cheaper and more efficient and all of that. But I think as a training team, as a training operations team, ask yourself, what are the skills your organization will need in the future, right? Because the AI is also, this generative AI kind of hype is going to affect your organization as a whole. So how are the skills changing for the people working in your organization? How is the business going to get transformed to that? Have that conversation with your executive suite and talk to them about how they see this, and build key initiatives to create those skills now, because they are horribly expensive if you borrow them on the market. Hiring them is also difficult and expensive. So your best route is probably through education, training, and upskilling. So definitely something that I would focus my time on in training operations is to also to look at the skills that are needed for the future. So in terms of the needs analysis, look at what you need to build out, have those conversations. I think that will future-proof your organization, and then look at AI also to gain efficiencies on the in automation, in the administrative processes, in the planning process, and that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Great. Thank you. That's some really great insights today. Thank you, Stefan, and thank you, Sven, for generously sharing your expertise and perspective with us today.
Thank you, Sven. Thank you, Jennifer.
Have a good day. Thank you both.
All right.
Have a good day.